Hello everybody, this is Mr. Alberto, and today I'm going to be explaining how to perform the tree clip. So, the tree clip is used to clip into 4 different fairy islands that you normally you can't get in without the item required to get in, but we can get there early by skipping that item, and getting the fairy upgrade. And that's useful because in a lot of different times in the run, we want to get these early items because when we get them later, we won't actually be able to use it because we get them in a source that doesn't actually give us a count, or like a bomb bag or a quiver bag. So we'll get the bomb bag or the quiver. So there are 4 different islands, and each of them are slightly different. And I'm going to show off every single island and how you clip. So the basis of the clip. So the easiest place I've noticed for learning it is right here. This is the Thorn Fairy. This is where I kind of started all off. This is where I think it's the easiest to do it. So basically, I want to just show the alternative that we used to do. Would basically be to go to a certain position and then hold very slight on the analog stick and basically item slide from a certain position with a very precise ESS, because remember, the ESS you hold will determine how fast you move. And you have to be on the correct position when you start your item slide and hope that when you reach the top, you'll clip. And for this one, if you had too little speed, you wouldn't clip. And if you had too much speed, you would clip too low and miss the loading zone. So that would be too little speed. I haven't done this in a long time, so bear with me. That would still be too little speed because I didn't actually get a clip. That would be too much speed because I went through. And then correct speed, I would hit the loading zone. That's basically the old way. It's still faster than tree clip by a few seconds. But the problem is that it depends on your ESS and the water. So the water cycle has to be down or else you literally can't go for it. Now, tree clip basically removed every single element of the inconsistencies of the trick. Basically, it's just on you, and there's no like dumb precise thing that's so precise that a human can't really get it. This can be 100% consistent. I'm going to show you how to do it. So first thing you want to do is go to this. So if you're on Thorn Fairy, it depends on the island. You want to go by this mailbox. So this is the tree you want to be on, and you want to be on the outside, because what we're going to do is we're going to charge a left to right item slide at this part of the tree. Because okay, this tree has 3 faces. There's this one right here, there's this one right here. It's actually a triangle, even though it doesn't look like it. It is a triangle in shape. And this one right here. So there's 3 faces. Actually, it looks like 4. Sorry. 4 faces. There we go. There's the 4th. I didn't realize. Okay, anyway. Sorry. 4 faces. You want to be on this one right here. So, sorry. It's a square. My bad. So you want to be on this face of it. And so, basically what you want to do is you want to be in the dead middle. So there's this, you can tell you're in the dead middle because, I mean, you can kind of just see. This is where you want to start off. And then you want to aim the dot between these 2 grasses. So I'm going to show you what the clip looks like, and then I'm going to explain it. Okay, so that's what the clip looks like. And then I'm going to explain every step and how to get it consistent. Okay, so once you're here, after you've gotten that angle, basically, so there's several steps to the trick. The first step is gaining speed and getting the correct speed, because this clip is speed dependent. So basically, we're going to get too much speed, and then we're going to lose speed until we clip. And so Link does not clip unless he is facing this way with positive speed or this way with negative speed. So when you're facing sideways, all you do is weird shot. You don't actually clip when you're facing sideways. So we're basically, what we're going to do is we're going to charge to the left. And be very careful to stay on the tree the whole time. So you want to look on the left side of the screen. You can see the tree. You can see where it is on the screen. If you start seeing too little of the tree, you know you're too far forward. If you start seeing too much of it, you know you're too far back. So that's what I look at to tell where I am on this tree while I'm charging. So I want it to be sort of on the screen, but not too much. Like here, I know I'm too far forward because I don't see it at all. Here, I know I'm too far back because I see way too much of it, and eventually I'll just slide off. So the easiest way to fail this is sliding off. So anyway, when we charge speed, how far Link dips during the weird shot depends on your angle. So if you're more to the right versus more to the left, it'll change it. So if you're more to the left, you'll get too big of a weird shot. I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, that wasn't that big, but it'll be too big if you aim too far left. Yeah, that was too big of a weird shot. If you're too far right, it'll be too little of a weird shot. As in, you won't dip very far. Like, that was all he dipped. That was it. I don't know if you saw it, but that was the smallest dip ever. That's why you would be right dead smack in the middle of these two. Not this back one. I'm talking about really... I'm gonna get rid of this one. Just these two that you're looking at. So, dead smack in the middle. And then we're gonna charge, and I like to start holding full on the stick, though you can still hold ESS. It doesn't matter. So we're gonna pause buffer until he's gonna dip. And then as soon as he is back to, the dot is back, like it's done dipping, as in it's come back up. And by come back up, I mean it's not gonna go any higher. Like now it's level. I don't know if you can kind of see this. Basically, it's hard to explain this visual cue, but basically you want it to be at the top of the grass. Like that. That would be the correct frame. So basically, the dot has reached the top of the grass, and you're basically done weird shotting, as in you've come all the way back up. When that happens, you want to then very quickly, so here's what we want to do. We want to hold target, and then very quickly flick the right stick. Well, you want to be careful not to do that. Basically, we want to hold target and then flick the right stick so that we go into free cam. And you got to be careful not to fall off the tree. Like this. And it's something weird. I think the analog stick angle you have to hold to stay on the tree while in first person is slightly different than what you have to hold in third person. I can't exactly remember. I think it might be further down you have to hold. It's kind of weird. Let's see if I can show this off. Yeah, I think it's a little further down you have to hold. Anyway, you want to get to this point. And then when you get to this point, you want to release the stick. And you want Link to be moving, sorry, not release the stick, release target is what I was trying to say. You want Link to be moving directly against the tree, like not moving at all. So if I just release the stick, he just keeps moving against the tree. Then you want to release the stick and then hold target. And then pause. And pause buffering is very helpful for this, by the way. I recommend pause buffering a lot. Now you want to hold down. Unfortunately, I did all that too late, so I weird shot. I had too little speed by the end of that. Because I think I just waited too long to hold down, to convert to positive. He doesn't clip until you're in that position. So I had lost too much speed. So I'm going to show it again, but I'm going to do everything a lot faster. There you go. I flicked the right stick. And then I turn, and then I'm going to hold target while holding nothing on the left stick. And then hold down. And then be very careful to stay on the tree. And then you just wait here, and he will clip. You have to have your speed be very, very, very wrong to have too much speed. Because when you are in that state of moving backwards, this animation makes you lose like speed like 3 times faster than the other animation. Like when you're doing, it's basically the brake sliding animation, because Link is moving backwards with positive speed. Actually, it's not brake sliding it. Well, I think it is, yeah. I think it's technically the same thing as the brake sliding animation, where he's kind of like shuffling his feet backwards like this. Yeah, that is the brake sliding animation, sorry. Like this. That makes him lose 3 times as fast speed. So he loses speed very quickly. So that's why if you are waiting a long time, it's because you messed up the weird shot frame, basically. So let me show that one more time. And then I'll show it on other islands. So, once again, go to the very center. You can kind of see this like little part poking out right here. That I know is the very center of the tree. Going to aim and my visual cue. Also, if you're changing your aim a bunch, just leave and then enter first person again. It's kind of weird where basically if you walk in a direction, so like let's say I walk in this direction to get on the tree. If I then hold right, or if I try to hold another direction, his first step will be in the previous direction he was facing. So basically, after you get this visual cue, I recommend just leaving first person and entering again. It's really the safest bet. to make it so that when you move to the right, you move directly right. That way you stay on the tree in the exact place you were. Anyway, we're gonna pause buffer. This looks like the frame to me, though it might be one too early. Alright, I flicked on the right stick. I'm turning Link. He's moving directly against the tree. Now I'm going to release the left stick and hold target. Now it turns. Remember, it takes 4 frames for this camera to turn like this. So you got to wait a little bit before holding down. Now I'm going to hold down, stay on the tree, and just wait. And a clip. There you go. So now so it's a little different on other islands. There's 3 other islands. So this is Thorn Fairy. There's 2 islands you get the quiver upgrade. This is one of them. So Thorn Fairy is one of them. Actually, let me just soft reset, because I don't trust myself to swim off this island. I suck at swimming off this island. So there's one other island you can get the quiver upgrade. I will show that last because I think it's the hardest one to clip off of. Okay. So let me show where I like to get the bomb bag. There's 2 islands. It doesn't exactly matter which one you do, honestly, but one is faster than the other. This one's the slower one. So here's why. The tree you have to clip at has this chew. So you need to, as he's spawning, spin attack him. Or if that messes up, you can throw a rock at him, or you can grapple him and then hit him with your sword right after. That stuns him long enough, but you have to be careful because grappling him, if you have the spoils bag, you'll get a blue jelly. So be careful of that. And then it's this rock that you want to be on. It's the one where the chew was. So if you didn't have time, you get the rock or grapple him. Either one will work, because remember, you're supposed to have skull hammer or bombs or boomerang or something. We don't have any of those items. So stunning him, the only last way we can do it besides throwing a rock at him to kill him is grapple. So get into the center of the tree, same thing. It looks very similar. And this is the same grass patch. It's actually the exact same model. So it's the exact same visual cue right between the 2. And then the same thing. Show it again. Okay, unfortunately fell off the tree right there. Gotta be very careful not to fall off. Let me try to show it one more time. Okay, try one more time. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then we just wait. Very patiently. There we go. All right. So that was Eastern Fairy, the one with the rock. All right. So that's where you get bomb bag. And the way you can kind of remember it is that every island that you need to get quiver has a peg that you have to skull hammer. So you have to have skull hammer to get the quiver one. While the bomb bag ones, you need bombs to get, which kind of makes sense logically, because you really shouldn't be able to reach those islands. Well, they want you to beat Forsaken Fortress 2 to reach those islands, which is right after Tower of the Gods. And then, in order to get the bomb bag, you just need bombs. So that's why any island that you need a bomb bag upgrade, you need bombs to get in. So the boulder, and then there's another one that I'll show after. So that would be Southern Fairy. Where is that? I'm going the wrong way. Over here. So it's by Shark Island, which is that one right there. And it's also by the Triangle Island and Ice Ring. That's Ice Ring right there. I can't really see the Triangle Island, but I know it's in that direction. That might be a lot further. So anyway, it's kind of like northeast of Outset. So instead of having to kill the blue chew, this is why this island's faster than the other one to get bomb bag, because we don't have to go on that side. We don't have to kill the chew. We go on this side, and again, you can see the 3 grass patches. It's the exact same design. I'll show it one more time. So go in the middle of the tree. Aim in the middle of these grass patches. There we go. All right, so last island. This is the hardest island, in my opinion, because the visual cue is very whack. The visual cue is super bizarre. It's a different island design for some reason, and that would be Western Fairy. So that's why I don't really like going to this island to get quiver, but you kind of have to in 100%. So here's the last one. There we go. So this one is 1 south of Forsaken, or 2 south of Forsaken Fortress. Basically, it's very, very far northwest. There's Forsaken Fortress over there. It's, I think it's 1 north of Greatfish. See Greatfish right there. You have to kill the blue chew here. So actually, I'm going to show you. I didn't actually kill the dude in time, so we can just do this. There we go, now he's dead. Or I could have grappled him and then hit him with my sword. And here I didn't actually get the... I don't have the spoils back, so that's why I didn't give a blue jelly. So, this one's different. So here you can see visual cue looks quite different. These grass patches are not the same. Now, I don't exactly know how to do this. I think you have to aim at the middle one. But it's kind of weird because I don't think you get as big as a weird shot usually. There you go. And the tree is, I think, a little different. All right, cool. So that's all the islands. That's my my tutorial. So I hope this tutorial has helped you learn how to do the clip. I think it's more consistent, but it's definitely harder to learn than the original. But I think it's worth it because you kind of saw there, like I got pretty much all of them first try. That's kind of what you can eventually see yourself get to, though it is pretty hard to learn. But once you are confident enough, I do believe this one is hands down the best option for clipping into these fountains consistently, because honestly, nobody likes losing runs to these, and once you get good enough, you really shouldn't anymore. So anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helped you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.